Hello everybody, this is the Golden Lock Picker and I'm back at you here with another lock in the vise today. What I have for you guys today is the Ace 527. And we can see that because it's stamped on here on the back. It's series A527. And this is a cousin or a relative, if you will, or an offshoot from the American Lock 700 series, but they definitely are different. The body is actually shaped different. This is kind of more of like a half moon shape instead of more of that full rounded body like the American Lock. This one's a little bit smaller. And this is actually almost an identical clone to the Brinks version of this lock. They're actually made in the same factory over in Taiwan. The difference being is that the one that's the Brinks has a 6-pin core and a boron shackle, whereas the Ace one has a 5-pin core and just a hardened steel shackle. This is probably the one you're going to find more of throughout North America versus like the Brinks one. Probably not going to find that quite as much. You're going to have to hunt around for that, and you may even have to buy that online. But it has pretty much like that standard American Lock style keyway in very similar construction. This is currently ranked as a green belt level lock, and at one point during its time, for some reason or another, it actually was ranked as a blue belt lock quite a long time ago, apparently. But it is currently ranked as a green belt lock. This is actually a personal favorite of mine. I am a huge fan of large round body padlocks, and this one is one of my favorites because I've been picking for about 5 or 6 years, somewhere in that time frame. And this particular lock was actually one of the more higher security locks that I was able to find in my area without having to purchase things online. And it took me quite a while to get the feel or a hang for this particular lock. And now that I know about the Lock Pickers United belt ranking system and an explanation of why this lock was a little bit harder, I think I understand why it took me a while to figure this out. And we'll see that here later on after we get this picked open. So for today, I just want to show you the lock, show you the key. It is a 5-pin core. I've got multiple copies actually of this lock with different bittings. This is, as I said before, my favorite. So by far and away, I love this Ace version of this lock, the Brinks version of it. Supposedly there is a true value version. I've seen Lock Noob clear over in the either UK or in Europe. Somehow he got a hold of one. I cannot find one for the life of me here in the States. So if you guys do happen to stumble into one, please let me know. I would love to get the true value version of this lock. So let's go ahead and see what it takes to pick into this. I'll be using the short flat hook in 23 thousandths for the starter set. And I will actually be using a top of the keyway turner in 50 thousandths, not from the starter set, but I really do prefer that for picking into this lock. So top of the keyway tension, and let's go ahead and get to picking. Okay, just checking one here. One feels loose. Nothing on 2. Okay, nothing on 3. 4 is binding. Okay, we got a little click on 4. I'm just going to keep moving along here, move to the back. Nothing on 5. We're going to move to the front. Okay, nothing on 1, 2, 3. Okay, we've got another little click on 4. Move to the back. Nothing on 5. So we're going to move back to the front. On 1. Okay, we got a little click on 2. Keep moving. 3. And 4. Feels like nothing's happening there, so we're just going to keep moving on. Okay, 5. Come up front here. Just give a little tap on one. Okay, nothing there. Okay, we got a little click on two and just a touch of movement. Checking three. Nothing on four. Not feeling anything quite on five just yet. Go ahead, touch one. Nothing on two, getting a little rotation there. Nothing, okay. Go back on four, nothing. Five. And it looks like there we go. We just need to hit one more time. Looks like we got that open. All right, so let's go ahead and see what it is inside of this lock here. So I think we just need to tap one more time, and it looks like we've got a Phillips screw down the shackle hole there. So I'll go ahead and move the vise out of the way here for you guys. And I do want to just cover maybe a little bit on the back here, just a little more lock information. It does say that this is a 2.5 inch, 64 millimeter body. It does say it's hardened steel shackle, and of course that 5-pin core. But I just want to point out something. If you notice on the back, it looks exactly like what you'd see on the Brinks packaging. So these are definitely made in the same factory. So hope you guys are enjoying the content, and especially if I'm gutting these. I hope you guys enjoy that too. I do this for lock pickers, for lock sport. So hopefully you guys get to enjoy what we find inside. Obviously, you can always find some of that information on lpubelts.com. But each lock can be a little bit different. Looks like we already lost our, well, not lost, but dropped our retaining pin. There's the screw. And there's the retention plate. And there is the core. So it looks like we got the core. And it does look like it is drilled for 6 pins. So let's go ahead and get a core holder there. And it looks like it has a retaining clip here on the back. Let me just take a look inside of here. And oh, there is an anti-bump, or not bump, sorry, an anti-bypass plate sitting in here. So we'll just go ahead and show you guys that real quick. That's the actuator. And here is that anti-bypass plate. It just got left behind there. And it looks like it just sits like that right over it. And it probably just got stuck in there because all the grease, there's a little bit of goo for whatever reason. So we'll go ahead and grab our gutting tool. And we'll be very careful not to spin that core all the way around. I think that would be a huge mistake. So I'm going to put a key in there. Lock it back up. And hopefully we can pull this clip off. Really struggle busting with that here. Spend all my time here probably just trying to pull that pin off. Or that clip off. There we go. All right, there we go. There's that retention clip. Okay, so let's get our key and insert that. And then we're going to need a follower, preferably the correct size. There we go. And I'm going to turn that core over because I don't want to drop any pins. All right. There we go. Now it looks like we got that. I'm just going to set that. Here, let me grab the other one. And we'll set that right there. If you guys are interested in those tools, that follower or that holder, those are from 44 Delta. So let's go ahead and get going here on this. I believe, if I remember right, this should be the front. So this would be pin number 1. I'm going to go ahead and grab my tweezers here. And looks like number 1 was a serrated pin. And don't worry guys, I'll give you a nice close-up here as soon as I'm done. And that looks like it is a spool. And that one is serrated, a serrated pin. Okay, it looks like that one is a spool. All right, and our 5th one is serrated, and that 6th slot is actually not populated. So we'll go ahead and go from there. We'll just dump all of our springs and arrange those. So you can see that they're just standard springs. Very nice looking ones, I have to admit. Okay. And then now we'll go ahead and grab our core, pull our key out, and we'll start dumping these key pins. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, and I'll have to move that spring back, 4, and there's 5. We'll go ahead and put that right there. And 5 rolled down here. 4, I'll just try to arrange these. Appreciate your guys' patience. Wow, those spools. You guys, you'll see that here in just a second, but it looks like these spools are actually serrated. So that's pretty impressive. And some of the key pins, not all of them, appear to be serrated as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a close-up here on that. And you can see here on slot number 1, we had a standard key pin and then a serrated security pin or driver pin up above. In slot number 2, we had a serrated key pin, which looks like I have that backwards. There we go. That makes a little more sense. Let me bring that into focus for you guys. There we go. So in slot number 2, we had a serrated key pin, just because it was a little taller, and then a serrated spool in slot number 2. In slot number 3, we had a standard key pin, but then a serrated security or driver pin up above. And then in slot number 4, we had a serrated key pin with a serrated spool up above. And then in number 5, we had a serrated key pin with a serrated driver or security pin up above. So that is a green belt level lock from Lock Pickers United. You can find that out on lpubelts.com. Let's take a look at that cylinder here. I'm not seeing any sort of counter milling. Looks like a standard core to me. And then same here, I'm not seeing anything unusual here, no counter milling in there. So that is the Ace 527, and this is a green belt level lock. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like in this video and comment down below. And if you guys are enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out. And that way you guys will also get notified anytime there's new content coming from me. And this is the first of many green belt locks yet to come. I might even pick through another one of these with a different pinning, because after all, this is my favorite lock right here. But I hope you guys are enjoying this content as much as I am. Hope you guys have a great day, and happy picking. Bye.